Okay, decided to wear a little more formal shirt today for some reason. I don't know why. I just felt like looking better. Ugh. Okay. Where do I start with this one? This is gonna be a little. I'm still adjusting to this new camera, so you really gotta bear with me here. I might look a little weird. Might be a little off. Okay. I'm gonna talk about gun control advocates, the opponents of the Second Amendment. Why are you talking about this? Okay, because I think it's a very intelligent conversation that should be had. There's been a gun control advocate who has been commenting on our videos, driving us crazy. And yesterday, I followed a lot of your advice and I blocked him. All of you are like, oh, that's fun. Yeah, I know you're all cheering right now. Well, the problem was the guy commented a video saying guns are bad, say no to guns, blah, 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 blah. Okay? Now, I made a video about human responsibility. You may have seen it. I talk about why it is the human's responsibility to use technology. And when someone leaves a loaded gun laying around somewhere, just thrown all around, and a child finds and uses it, that is the individual's fault. People see a gun accident and the person that's responsible is automatically absolved of all wrongdoing because the gun is at fault and the gun is 100% responsible and there is no human error. And I also mentioned England because our gun control advocate friend says that because England has abolished guns and there are no guns in England, England is very peaceful. There's no crime in England at all. And I addressed that falsehood. And a gentleman who lives in England commented on my video and he said that I was right. He said that there is crime in England. A lot of it. And hold on a minute. I gotta turn this volume down. Now, I consider the British to be our friend. I really do. And I don't want to insult our British friends. I really don't. But in England, they have a boatload of gun laws, damn near abolishing all citizens' gun rights. And the problem is, the criminals in England forgot to turn their guns in. And they're using those guns to commit crimes. That's one theory. Another theory is that crime just takes a different shape. The guns are no longer available, so let's use knives and bottles and shit like that. And I will tell you something right now. I've studied psychology, I've studied suicide, I've studied murder. If someone wants to commit a murder, they will commit a murder, gun or no gun. And I'm looking at the bookshelf, the new bookshelf, directly across me, like dead on balls accurate with my eye, is Murder in Greenwich. Murder in Greenwich was about Michael Skakel, who didn't have a gun. He was 15 years old and he had a really serious attitude problem. So he savagely beat a girl with a golf club. Savagely beat her, killed her, okay? He did worse to her with a golf club than anybody could with a gun. If he had a gun, he would have done less damage to her, let's put it that way. And that's one problem that people overlook. When someone is in the mood for murder or suicide, they will do what they want, gun or no gun. That's first on the list. So the problem isn't gun control, the problem is crime control. Okay? Rather than spend tax dollars restricting gun rights of private citizens, you need to spend tax dollars to have heavy, heavy penalties for criminals that hurt innocent people, whether they're beating them with a golf club or shooting them. Now, as usual, our gun advocate commented on this video. He commented on this video where I talk about him. And he said on this video, he can't comment this because he's on block now. He said on this video, pistol grips are used for super accurate hip shooting. Okay. He also said that super high capacity 10-round magazines. Okay. Clock. I'm going to do a review on the clock one day. They're my father's clocks. Now, I had to do hip shooting when I went for armed guard's license. I used a handgun, not a rifle. I'm not even joking when I say this, I was closer to the target than I am to the camera. And I had to really concentrate on what I was doing to shoot the target. People see movies, and like I said before, the movie is on TV. Leave it on TV. People see movies where the hero pulls out either a handgun or a rifle, and he shoots from the hip. And when he shoots from the hip, he makes a dead-on bullseye and kills the bad guy. In reality, and I know because I've done it, when you are shooting from the hip, you cannot hit a barn from 2 feet away. It is ridiculous. So I've dispelled that myth about super accurate hip shooting with pistol grips. Another myth, okay, super high capacity 10-round magazine. Since when is 10 a high, well, I think 10 is a high capacity magazine for him because he's never counted that high before. It's pretty far in the counting continuum for him, you know. But there were several other myths that I was like, oh my, because when I went on his page, I said, don't comment on my page no more, bro. Don't talk to my page no more. No more comments, no more nothing. And I went up to hit the block button. Now, I believe in the First Amendment. The First Amendment protects everything. You can't threaten somebody, but the First Amendment protected flag burners. The First Amendment protected racial hate groups. So I'm not saying that speech should be suppressed. Well, I don't believe in flag burning. I don't like flag burning, but I don't think it's right. But flag burning is protected speech by the First Amendment. But when you burn the flag, you're burning the thing that symbolizes your freedom to burn it. So that's sort of retarded, burning a flag. But I don't believe in suppressing the First Amendment. I believe that we should all have a right to speak our minds. Democrats, Republicans, liberals, conservatives, gun owners, gun opponents, we all have a right to speak freely. That's why we live in America. I can make this video without worrying about the secret police taking me to the dungeon to be tortured. And that is why our country is so great. But I am going to say that I'm going to use my First Amendment right, and I'm going to say the speech is not allowed on my page. You want to make the speech, but you're not making the speech on my page anymore. And as I went up to hit the block button, which I'm sure many of you have already done, I saw some blurbs on his thing. And some of them made me stop to think and look about it. Because I really, really had to look at this. Okay. I already did pistol, but I copied this and pasted because I wanted to go over it. Threaded barrel. I don't know what it is, but it sounds scary, so we should ban it. I'm on like 7 minutes or some shit, so I'm gonna finish it up real quick. You don't know what it is, so you should ban it. Okay. Many, many, many years ago in Salem, Massachusetts, they didn't have a lot of science back then in the 1600s. And people would say, the crops in the garden did not grow. Therefore, Goody Sarah is a witch. So, Goody Sarah was strapped to a chair or a table and tortured. Whether she was poked with pins, burned with hot stuff, stretched on a rack, had her head dunked in water. And when Goody Sarah said she was a witch, after being tortured for several hours, she confessed and was burned alive in the name of Christianity. Okay? You don't know what it is, so you should ban it. That's exactly what the people in Salem thought about. We don't know what it is, let's ban it. And it ended up with a lot of people being tortured into confessing they were witches and warlocks and being burned at the stake. So that goes to show you the intelligence it takes for someone to say, I don't understand it, but let's ban it right away. And I'm going to explain what a threaded barrel is. I'm going to stop and start again because it's a stupid 10-minute thing, I think. Hold on, beep.